Hello, my name is Natalie Garnica, and welcome back to the Love Revolution. This is a vlog intended to open up issues and topics related to love and deep connection. Because as our surroundings change and the way we communicate change, I think so should the way we think about love and relationships. So let's break down our walls, let's get a little uncomfortable, and let's build each other up as humans who actually care and love. Cheater, cheater, pumpkin fucking eater. Of course, as kids, we know that little nursery rhyme, which actually goes, Peter, Peter, pumpkin eater, had a wife and couldn't keep her. Put her in a shell, and there he kept her well. And pretty much what the nursery rhyme means is that his wife was a prostitute and she would sleep around. And in other words, that's how people feel when we get cheated on in a romantic relationship, correct? Or even the idea of someone cheating, whether it's a game, it's like this promise you have at the beginning of whether it's a relationship or a game. You know, there's certain rules and expectations that people have since the beginning. And then somehow, some way, someone ends up not following the rules. And not only not following the rules, but then being dishonest about that. Hiding it, being sneaky, scheming. That word, I love that word, scheming. Because you then consciously are making a decision to just disrespect everybody else involved in that situation. And as part of the Love Revolution, my intention is to really remind people that love is a choice, and love can be the intention behind every action that we do. So in this case, it's lying, it's cheating, you know? I always say there's 3 things I can't stand. There's 3 things I hate most in the world. Liars, cheaters, hypocrites. They're all pretty much the same thing, right? Because they all stem from lying. And I've already had an episode on lying, so y'all can watch that later. But today I'm really focusing on the actual act of cheating. Because with lying, you can lie to someone and there's like really no as much harm. There is harm, but not as much harm, because there's no commitment before, there's no promises, there's no rules, there's none of that, you know? So it's like if someone lies, it's like the pain isn't as much. But when you're in a romantic relationship, when you commit yourself to someone and you promise them, like in their face, like, you're pretty much all I want. You're all I'm gonna need. And then nonetheless, you decide to hide certain actions or thoughts for your own personal gain and pleasure. That's pretty selfish. That's not stemming from love. Because if I were to have to describe love as a human being, you know, if I were to describe love with adjectives, I would describe it as someone honest and someone selfless. Because even when, let's say, our friend is doing something bad, someone who really loves that friend is going to tell them, regardless of what their friend is going to think of them, or if they're going to hurt that friend's feelings, you know? Like, and as you get older and you build those loving relationships, you find out that It's a lot easier to be honest with someone who you truly love. And in this case, in romantic relationships, it's really hard for people who have been cheated on to believe that their partner loves them for that same reason. It's like, how are you going to sit here and tell me you love me when it's so easy for you to just lie to me? And, you know, I've said this in my cheating episode with, like, an example of my mom. Like, in high school, I would just lie to her about random stuff, about, like, sneaking out, you know, smoking weed, whatever it was, you know. And she would tell me that. She would tell me that same exact phrase, like, no, you don't love me. If you loved me, you wouldn't lie to me. And I didn't get it. Like, it's really hard for people who are being selfish to understand that, because you're like, well, yeah, I fucking love you. Like, a love is a feeling, you know, and I still have that feeling, and it has nothing to do with lying. But it's like, no, yeah, it does. It really does. Because it has to do with, you know, just being honest and open and really seeing that other person and validating them as someone who, A, deserves to know the truth and make their own decisions based on that truth. B, you're pretty much telling them, like, you're smart enough to find out the truth regardless if I say yes or no. So I might as well just be honest, you know? Because when someone lies to me, that's like what I think in my head. It's like, how stupid do you think I am to think that what you're saying is the truth? Like, I already know the truth, and you're still going to go on and be like, oh no, like, I didn't do anything. Like, just, really? That's so disrespectful. Just don't. No. And again, just lying makes people feel so disrespected, because it's like, we deserve it. We just deserve to know the truth. Like, who are you to say, if you're someone who cheated or likes to lie a lot, like, who are you to say who deserves to know the truth or not? Like, you might as well just say it, right? If you're not doing anything wrong, if you're feeling genuine to who you are and what the relationships you've built with people, then honesty should be something that comes really natural. And the biggest issue with being a cheater is that the truth always comes out. People always get hurt. And it's like, why even go down that route for moments of pleasure? Just moments of single happiness, when you can get that same pleasure and happiness somewhere else without causing pain. It's like, there's millions, billions of people in this world. Like, why do you have to go and pick that person that has a relationship? Or vice versa, why do you have to go pick someone else while you're in a relationship? So then that comes to, like, the next topic when it comes down to cheaters, where it's like, if you're just, like, not fully in love, if this person you're with does not fully 100% satisfy you for what you want in life, or that person, that partner that you think is going to be your ride or die, then just let them go. Because if you really do love them, then you would learn to let them go. Who was it? Gandhi? Who kind of, and I'm paraphrasing here, pretty much describes that if, you know, you really love something, like, he describes love as like when you love something, you don't keep them, you don't capture it, you just let it go and let it live and be free. Well, when you really love somebody and you just know that you're going to hurt them, you're not going to be faithful, they deserve to just be free. As much as you want to be a selfish person and keep this joyous feeling and joyous person and beautiful person in your life for your own personal gain, even though you're not going to be doing the same to them or for them, you don't deserve it. I'm sorry, but it's just not fair. Cheaters. Cheaters are really interesting because, like I said, it's a selfish act. And although after they get caught, it seems like it's not a big deal, they have no idea the psychological effects it does on a person. To be the person cheated on, it's like, it will put people in a place of depression, because it's hard to believe that someone you opened yourself up to so heartedly, that's not even family, not even blood, because it's a lot easier to trust family off the bat, right? But when you trust somebody with all you got, break down all your walls, and then someone still just like disregards that and lies to you, it just puts you in a place where you end up feeling worthless. Thoughts that go through your head are like, was I not good enough? What did I do wrong? What could I have I done differently? People that get cheated on end up always questioning like how they were the problem. And if you're one of those people, please shift your perspective, because there's nothing wrong with you. It's really just something that, I don't know, as a society, and especially with like the use of technology, it's a lot easier for people to think like, oh, I can have my cake and eat it too. I'll get away with it. Like, I'll text these people, I'll see these people like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I'll hang out with my girlfriend on the weekend. And it's just so much work. So much work. I don't understand it, And it's like, why not just love one person if you do? And if you don't, look, that's totally great. But if you're honest about it, that's okay. I've already had to talk about open relationships also on a different episode. And that's the key to happiness. That's the key to healthy relationships. Being open and honest about what you want at all times, even if you think that other person isn't going to be on the same level. Because that's what you need. And it's like, once you find that person that is always on the same level with you, because you are open and honest, that's going to be your life partner. And it's going to be such a fucking beautiful relationship, So cheaters, please, just stop being so selfish. Start acting with actual love. And not just love to yourself, love for the other person. Because again, who are you to think that other person can't handle the idea of like, hey babe, so I've been thinking and I kind of want to have a threesome. Or, hey babe, I've been thinking and maybe we should have an open relationship and just like do our things on the side. Why? Why don't you want to do that? Because you want to be selfish? You want to keep this person like your little like house puppy waiting for you at home so you can go linger on with a bunch of people and then come back and then still be like, oh, but she was a good girl or he was a good boy, and they'll never know. That's such a selfish thought. Like, the chaos that lies create are irreversible, especially when it comes down to cheating. The resentment people hold is beyond any anger that people can feel, because hate is not the opposite word of love. People only hate others when they actually cared. It's indifference. The indifference is or apathy. That's what I would say is the opposite of love. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about how much pain cheating and lying causes. Because it's such a selfish thing. It's not love. And those people that do cheat, they shouldn't be in a relationship. They just shouldn't. Like, what's the point? Like, you know, I've had I've never cheated on anyone. Actually, I'm gonna rewind. I cheated on someone the last couple of weeks we were together. And the day I did that, I just knew it was done. So 2 weeks later, we broke up. And that's what should happen. Was it painful? Fuck yeah. Losing that person that was such a beautiful partner was fucking painful as hell. But what would have been more painful was lingering that situation on and just waiting until the same outcome would have happened. It's like, you're gonna break up anyways, you might as well just do it. But it's cowardly. You know, it's so cowardly to just be like, no, let's see how much longer I can pull this off. But for what? Truth always comes out, people. Just being genuine takes so much less effort than having to put on this facade, hurting people. Really just having this thought of uncertainty when you talk to someone, when although what you feel in person, this energy that you connect with is so real, and yet the minute you're not together, it just disappears. That's not being in love. That's not, like, no. Why even be with someone? Like, if you're not going to be 100% all the time with or without them. No. Oh, I can go on about cheaters, right? And how much it can affect people. And the reason why I'm even bringing this topic up recently is because I've been experiencing a lot of situations where I'm having conversations about just people being in relationships and deciding to still fuck around. Like, I had this guy that, you know, I started talking to and everything was cool. And then all of a sudden, one of my friends was like, oh yeah, he has a girlfriend. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, what? And that's such a weird thing, because it's like, I'm here opening up myself to you and you're not even available. Like, and then if I were to even start a relationship with you, what's going to make me think you're not going to do the same to me? I also experienced another relationship like that even prior. And for this other relationship, I was a lot younger, a lot stupider. And I prolonged that situation, believed him, forgave him, was super understanding, and was like, oh, it's okay, I get it, you're young, you want to fuck around, like, it's okay. No, it's not okay. It's not okay. I deserve honesty. That's all it is. That's all I ask for. Just be honest. You know, and I think that's what that's all we ask for, just honesty. Even if we don't like it, I'd prefer that than being lied to and then finding out later. I don't know. I'm also experiencing a situation where I have a friend, I'm going to call her a friend, who was cheated on and is now experiencing a lot of just anger and hate towards this person. And that to me is also a really sad thing where it's like, wow, you were my best friend. You were my fucking best friend. And yet you hurt me like that. Damn. Because that's what partners are. That's what relationships do. They build best friends with each other. And now she's left hating this person, you know, really questioning like what could have been different, what she could have done. And now trying to find ways to prove herself to the world, to herself, to him, that she's better, that she's stronger, that she's beautiful. But it's like, why should she have to do all of that? Like, and again, why do we try and validate ourselves with other people, you know? I don't know. Lastly, I have another friend who, although she's in a relationship, feels very uncertain of where her relationship is. So has already started moving on and seeing other people. But it's like I told her, I'm like, why don't you just break up with them? Like, if it's not working out, if you're not happy, just what are you waiting for? What are you afraid of? That's such a like cowardly thing to do. Like, we can try and put a million excuses on why, oh, I'm just like testing the waters, or I'm just like blah, 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 or, oh, they don't give me enough attention, or they don't blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. You're just being a bitch. You're just being a little bitch. You're being scared. You're being a pussy. And you just don't want to face the realities of a breakup, which, yes, sucks ass. But at least that person will walk away and having more respect towards you, and maybe even having a greater chance at still being your friend afterwards than you cheating on them and them hating you for life. Right? Just food for thought, people. Because I just want real love out here in the world. I just want people to stop disregarding these promises we give each other. And if you can't keep this promise that you have with the other person, then be open and honest about it, you know, and just be like, hey, you know, it's not working out. You want to try something new, or should we just walk away? I don't know, it's just so easy now, huh? It's just so easy to just not own up to who you want to be. Well, anyways, I think that's all I got on cheating for today. So, again, don't cheat, be honest, grow some balls, break up with them if you have to. And if you don't, at least grow some balls and just see, maybe they'll be down for, like, you know, a friends with privileges kind of experience. Because I know people that are like that too. You know, they have like the little swingers parties, but guess what? They're actually fucking happy and in love because they're honest with each other. It's so fucking beautiful seeing that. I respect that kind of stuff more than people fucking hiding and lying and all this other craziness, because it's just like, no, that's not stemming from love. Anyways, leave your comments as usual and let me know what you think. Oh, last one. Last thing I remember. Yes, I know it's also hard for people that are in like marriages and have children and have other ties. That's a lot harder, I know. So if you have any comments on that and excuses on why you think that's okay to cheat on people, then go ahead and leave your comments, because I would love to, like I said, this is a vlog intended to open up discussions. So please open up the discussion. Let me know what you think as a married person or a divorced person on why it's okay or not okay to cheat on people. All right, till next time. Hope you guys spread the love. Bye.